Will the Fed feed our needs? Let's ask our Reuters markets expert, Ryan Vlastelica. Ryan, nice to see you.
Nice to see you. You'll see I'm wearing suspenders today. This is an indication that the market remains in suspense about what the Fed will do this afternoon. Coming at the end of the two-day meeting, the Fed may come out with some kind of new policy designed to boost flagging growth here in the States. Most likely scenario, they're going to come out and say, we stand ready to act if needed. They probably won't announce another round of quantitative easing, but we don't know yet. We don't know what they're going to do, what the conditions might be, timeframes, anything like that. Investors need to know, so they're sort of waiting on pins and needles right now, waiting for these comments to come out later on this afternoon.
All right, let's look at the sectors here, the S&P.
Right. Healthcare, telecom leading the way up today. These are both defensive names, and this is sort of an indication that investors are taking a little bit of protection ahead of this news.
All right, and how about the cyclical sectors, Ryan?
These are the ones that are most likely to move after the minutes are released. If this cut that's very positive, it sort of indicates that maybe we'll see stronger growth going forward than we had anticipated, and these cyclical ones are the ones that are going to rally on that. We're talking about names like financials, energy, materials, that kind of thing.
All right, indexes, what do you think? Kind of flat here, right?
Yeah, not too much action today. Like I said, we'll probably see more when the Fed data is released, but right now, kind of a boring day.
However, yes, there was some drama this morning.
There was a lot of drama this morning, some very erratic trading. We're still looking into the causes of this. Some people are saying it's computer algorithms, high-frequency trading, that kind of thing, resulted in a lot of increased volatility at some unrelated names. Some of the names were halted. There was a lot more volume in a lot of them. So we're still looking into what the causes of that was, but we are trying to figure out what happened. And it was, some people said it looked like the start of another flash crash, although that didn't happen.
Let's move over here to the hot spot.
Okay.
And talk some hot stocks here, particularly in consumer discretionary spending and consumer discretionary stocks. True Religion, fancy blue jeans, may be losing some of it.
Right.
They missed and are downgraded by brokerages today.
Does True Religion even have a prayer anymore? Very weak results, weak sales. They cut their full-year profit outlook, you see, in order to get a little bit more demand, which has been weak. They're cutting prices, and that's
which I think is a good thing considering they sell jeans at $170 to $360.
Well, I only shop at thrift stores, so I'll take your word on that. But,
doesn't look like it.
Offering these discounts is sort of eroding profits, margins a little bit, and it did cause them to cut their outlook.
All right. On the flip side, Hog Wild for Harley Davidson.
Right.
They beat.
They did beat, but there are concerns about their future outlook, especially given weak overseas demand, especially from Europe. Given all the issues going on in Europe right now, how many people are buying motorcycles?
Not too many. All right, ding dong, the Avon lady is not dead, but she shrank by 3%.
Right.
Profits plunging at Avon, 70% at AVP, as the stock is known.
Right. Very weak profits there. Like you said, and the stock ticker is AVP, which is also the name of a movie, Alien vs. Predator, which is one of the best movies I've seen since Zapped.
Did you see it on Netflix?
Yes, I did. Anyway, the only thing scarier than Alien vs. Predator is Avon's balance sheet right now. Like you said, profits very sharply down.
He'll be here all day, folks.
In addition, the company is trying to settle a bribery probe with the SEC and the Department of Justice. Still a lot of concerns and questions about this. How will this all play out? So until these headwinds are resolved, it may be difficult for Avon to look pretty again.
Okay, and oh boy, puns galore here. Okay, and one way to pay or not for all of these things, MasterCard missed, which I guess maybe is not surprising.
Right, not a very masterful quarter over there at Avon.
Who's our booker?
Okay. Over there at MasterCard, consumers are reining in spending just given all the issues in the economy right now. That's sort of translating, fewer purchases, fewer purchase volume growth or slowing volume growth over there. In light of all that, profits are a little bit weak, and the stock is taking a step back today. All
right, Ryan Vlastelica and all his sartorial wonder. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We're going to move it back here and bring in Peter Loria. He is Reuters U.S. editor of Media and Tech. Talk big media here. Hello, Peter.
Hey, Lisa, how are you?
We've got some wires attached to you. That's okay.
Yes, that's okay. No problem.
We tether you. We don't want you to go
anywhere.
anywhere.
We'll improvise.
All right, let's talk about Time Warner down, or actually they beat
They beat by 1 cent.
By 1 cent.
Yes, correct. Very close. Beat by the skin of their teeth. So Time Warner's the same story almost every quarter. The cable network continues to be strong. Publishing continues to struggle. They also had a little trouble on the film side because there were tough comparisons to Harry Potter from the previous year.
Right. Okay. And the head of CNN, by the way, you're talking about the cable networks, stepped down.
Right.
However,
right. We can't disregard that. Jim Walton, the head, who's been there for about 30 years, he was running the network for 10. He stepped down just last week, and Jeff Bewkes actually talked a lot about the troubles at CNN on the call. He said it needs fixing. We need to create more engaging programs over there. But he did stay firm in saying that CNN's going to stay with its bipartisan mission. It's not going to go left or right in an attempt to get more viewers.
And one bright spot, despite Showtime nipping at its heels, HBO, more subscribers, I guess True Blood and Game of Thrones.
Boardwalk Empire, The Newsroom. HBO is just the juggernaut. It never slows down. You know, people, even in a tough economy, they want to watch television. They want to watch good television.
Sure. Okay. Comcast beat.
They did.
Yeah, despite Universal's Battleship tanking.
Well, you could say that Battleship sunk, right? But we don't want to make too many puns on this particular program.
I think we already well beyond our limit.
But the thing with Comcast is it has the cable network that offsets all of the cable distribution systems, rather, that offset all the stuff on the NBC side. That's part of the reason why they bought NBC, because they knew they had this strong engine over here. And it beat the stocks at a 52-week high because they had strong internet subscriber additions. I think it was about 156,000, strong phone subscriber additions. But more importantly, more than anything else, the CEO, Brian Roberts, on the call said that the Olympics are going to break even. Now, originally it was thought that they would lose as much as $200 million on this year's games, but now he's saying break even, so people are really hinging on to that.
Record ratings for the Olympics, despite all the hashtag fails in the Twitterverse.
Right, 35 million viewers a night, record ratings higher than Atlanta in '96, and yes, a lot of criticism, but that's from a small yet very, very vocal minority.
Okay, let's go to the big board. We have to talk Apple, because it was up to $614 a share today.
That's all?
That's all. Talk of potentially a stock split there.
Yeah, an analyst at Bernstein Research put out a report earlier in the week saying that there could be a potential stock split, and if they did that, that would put Apple into the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So there's been a lot of optimism about that, although we don't know if that's going to happen. This is just a research analyst that said this. Nothing's come from Apple. Okay. More importantly, what has come from Apple, or what they're tipping, is that a new iPhone is going to come out in September, and obviously people buy in ahead of the iPhone launch because they know there's going to be long lines and people waiting outside to get their hands on the newest gadget.
And or a mini iPad as well.
Right.
So we'll wait and see there. Okay, we have to talk Facebook.
We have to. We can't spend a day without talking about Facebook.
Right, in our contracts.
Right, in
like
our contracts, yes.
All right, another new record low for the stock today.
Right, seems like we say that every day as well. I mean, look, the question around Facebook is basically a simple one. How do you make money on this website? I mean, yes, it has 955 million users, but investors can't figure out how are you going to make money off of those users, and how much money are you going to make off of those users. So until they can answer that question,
where are the ad dollars? Yeah.
Right, exactly. Until they can answer that question, there's always going to be some skepticism around this site as a business.
Okay, we've got to do it when we talk about Facebook. Let's go to the Zuckulator.
The Zuckulator.
And a new low since I've been doing this show, a mere $10 billion. Look how much he's dropped.
$10 billion. But he's going to have to start switching from wine to Pabst Blue Ribbon, I think.
Uh-oh. You know, it's a good thing his wife is a career woman.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, she'll have to take care of them.
Right.
Peter Loria, thanks so much for joining us. Don't forget, follow us on Twitter at Reuters Insider, and check out the great shows on our Reuters YouTube channel. That's Reuters.com/ReutersTV. I'm Lisa Bernhard, and this is Reuters.